10:30. Let's have some fun. 83 degrees. We spend all week talking politics and what's wrong with life and people in the world. We're going to take the next half hour and kind of turn that around and come out on the positive end of things to leave you with something a little upbeat and uplifting as we get into our Feel Good Friday feature with Mindy Sales. Mindy's back in the studio with us.
I am.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
I'm kind of excited for the weather's supposed to be good tonight.
Yeah,
for
hot summer nights.
Hot summer nights, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
You know, if we could have normally what happens when you get the rain to come in, you get a little bit of a nice cool little punch in there. So a nice cold front or cool front would be nice. You know, the rain can go around us. It is going to happen. 6 to 11 rain or shine on the historic Bagnell Dam Strip. But you're right, it'd be nice. We've been very fortunate this year. We've had some very nice weather. July was very nice. June was very nice. May was comfortable. I mean, it's been really, really consistent, so let's not screw up a good thing.
Amen to that. No, and if you have never been to that, you need to go. And if you have kids, you must take your children, because I've got 18 kids. Not really. I have 4 of my own and then a couple inherited ones, and they all love going. They love it. They enjoy it, and they're all different age groups, so there's something for everybody down there.
There you go.
So definitely go and take your kiddos, and if you have somebody in town, take them and show them what a good time it is, because it's pretty awesome. And then you can hang out with KB. I mean, see, I get a half an hour. I get a whole half an hour every week with this guy, and you too can have a couple moments and say hi to him.
Yeah. Well, thanks. That was very nice.
Well, you're a local.
Here's that $20 I promised you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to talk about my Feel Good Friday person.
Yes, it is.
And this is someone that I know, and but is making a difference in the community, and I appreciate what she does. So we're gonna chat a little bit today about Maryetta Jennings. And if you know Maryetta, you also know that she is. If you're on Facebook, there's a Facebook group called Lake Area Happenings that she's a part of, and that she runs. And so because of that, she has become very active in doing different things. For many different people. So when we were chatting, I was thinking by myself, before I talked with her, like I was trying to remember all the ones that she had done, because there have been so many. And so I couldn't put them all together. So thank goodness she had remembered everyone she had done. And we kind of talked about each of them. The first one she did was a benefit for a woman named Savannah Luttrell. And she is actually her Maryetta's daughter-in-law's sister-in-law, and she was a mom. If you remember, several years ago, rolled her car 8 times. I think it was 4 years ago that this happened. Wow. It was. In fact, she's still. The biggest thing, of course, was getting her out of the hospital and stuff. She's still doing extensive rehab, and she still is getting surgery still from that. So, you think 4 years ago is a long time, and she's still dealing with the effects of that. So one day she did, one thing they did is they had a dine-in day at the winery at Shawnee Bluff. And, if anybody knows Gail, who runs Shawnee Bluff, she just has a heart of gold, and she's very philanthropic and is amazing, gives back to the community. So she had a dine-in day there, and that raised money. And then the other thing they did was they had a benefit at the Shriners Club down in Lebanon that had silent auctions, and they got this whole thing all ready in a month. They did it in a month, which if anyone's been a part of any sort of organization that does silent auctions or has an annual gala, it is a lot of time and energy. It is a lot. And she, along with all the family, obviously because they were related, worked together and pitched in. But in 1 month, they were able to get the whole benefit going. It was held at the Shriners Club. They had a barbecue. The fire department smoked pig butts. And so, because Savannah's husband Shane was and is a firefighter in Eldridge. So the other firefighters came in and kind of helped out too, and smoked that and smoked the pig butt, and people were able to come do silent auctions, food, games, all those things. So they raised around $6,000 to $7,000 for her in one night, and that's a pretty amazing amount of money if you, for any of us, really.
Absolutely,
it is. They also, at the time, Maryetta was part of the Idiots Club, and for those of you that don't know what the Idiots Club is, the Idiots Club is an amazing organization full of the most kind-hearted people who do the most amazing things for people. And I love the name. I think that at the beginning they kind of got a little flack for the name, but it is a great name. But these people
really, they gave them flack.
Yeah, there was a little
about what?
Because it was Idiots Club. Like, why would you name something that you're doing good with, an Idiots Club?
Oh.
I know. So
find something else to complain about.
Right, right, and don't complain to us because we don't care because we love the name Idiots Club. So anyway, if you follow the Idiots Club on Facebook, they will right now they're giving out lots of things for kids for school. They give backpacks, school supplies, tennis shoes. It's amazing what they do. They will counselors, nurses from schools will call the Idiots Club and say, "Hey, I've got a kid. He wants to play football, but he can't afford the cleats. And they'll pitch in and buy it for him. I've got a kid who the counselors will call and ask them if they want somebody who wants to play band and they can't afford an instrument, and they will help out with that. So anyway, they're a pretty amazing organization. So if you're on Facebook, please follow them because you will. It's another ray of sunshine that we have down here. But at the time, as I said, Maryetta was part of the Idiots Club at that time, and so that Christmas after Savannah's accident, they delivered a decorated Christmas tree. They had meals, presents, everything for everyone in the family, and so Maryetta was a part of that. That was the first one she had done. The second one she did was for someone by the name of Jamie Dever, and if you remember this one, she rear-ended the garbage truck. I think if people remember this, and then she passed away instantly in that accident. And so she took her family and food and helped with getting school supplies for the kids at that time, and also let me make sure I say it the right way. The Green Works Disposal company out of Camdenton gave a lot of food, like a truckload of food to the family at that time. And so, just another person stepping up. And at Marietta's, she's the one that got things rolling for that. And so, the next one that she did was for a woman by the name of Betty Fincher, and her daughter had died of an asthma attack, and so Betty all of a sudden inherited these 3 young kids that she had to take care of, and she had nothing to take care of these kids. So so they had a big fundraiser at Heroes, which is no longer here at the lake, but it was a big fundraiser. They had a silent auction, so they ended up raising enough money to be able to bury Betty's daughter and have a headstone, which. That's expensive. I mean, it really is expensive. You would think that it shouldn't be, but it's something you have to pay for no matter what, and it's expensive. So she now has a final resting place and that her kids can go to. So that was a really big blessing. So the next one that she worked on was there was a wreck on a bridge over in Camdenton. I can't remember which bridge it was, but Amber Metcalf was killed there in that wreck, and so they did another silent auction at the yacht club, and the big silent auction again, and a dinner, and the money went to cremate her and bury her, and to help her mother, because her mother once again got the kids, and so the mother was not prepared at all, so they helped the mom with that too. So again. If you have done something along this line, or you have been a part of something, whether it's for somebody else or for a corporation or a business or whatever, a nonprofit, getting together silent auction is a lot of work. And so the fact that she's able to do this, she's kind of mastered it and been able to go out and knock on doors and bang on doors and get things from people. It is rather amazing. She also did a big thing at Camdenton Middle School where there were 37 vendors, carnival games, bounce houses. It was just a huge event, and all of that money went to Share the Harvest. So that's another organization that they reached out to Maryetta and said that they really were low on food and things like that, and so Maryetta jumped in and took in and once again made a huge difference there. Now, if you're a part of Lake Area Happenings, or you follow along on that group, Christmas last year, if you remember, if they adopted the Lake Area Happenings through Maryetta, and she organized it, adopt 348 kids. So they got these kids, wow. They got their lists, and 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, there were these kids. Their lists were filled, and Maryetta wrapped and delivered presents. She did have little elves that helped her with the wrapping and delivering, but she was wrapping and delivering presents and got them out for 348 children. You think about that. That's a lot of kiddos. It's a lot of wrapping. So she really made a huge difference to a lot of kids last year. So she said, I don't know if I'm going to do that again this year, because she said that was so much work, and it was a lot of work with the wrapping and stuff. But she said the joy of going to these kids' houses and bringing the gifts was like just amazing. So and then well, you know what? We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back about talk about a woman who had a baby and had nothing. So we'll be back right after the break. You're listening to Feel Good Friday on KRMS.
The next time you call your internet or phone company, say these 3 letters: M-I-Z. If they don't respond with Z-O-U, then you can be sure they're not local. At Socket, 100% of our employees live here in Missouri. So you're not just our customers, you're our friends and neighbors. We bet the other guys can't say that. Socket. Calls answered locally. Techie stuff explained simply. Local phone, internet, and data. Socket.net.
Expectations of gun stores vary. At Skelton Tactical, your visit will be unique. Everything from .22s to a big bore cannon, firearms of all kinds, M1 Garands, ARs and AKs to civilian firearms, long guns, handguns, and military accoutrements, many types of tactical gear. Visit Skelton Tactical at 6196 Osage Beach Parkway on Facebook, or call 216-2217 next to Skelton's Key and Lock.
Hi, this is Dennis Klutzer, one of the owners of this radio station. 10 years ago, we needed to revamp our websites for a network of radio stations. And after hearing about EIQinteractive.com, we called them. We quickly realized why EIQinteractive.com had so many loyal customers here at the lake. They listened to us, and 10 years later, we couldn't be happier. EIQ Interactive created a website with news, content management, site maintenance, and hosting. It's been crucial to our growth. Your website is crucial to any business's growth. Trust the people we trust. EIQinteractive.com. 573-552-4973. That's EIQinteractive.com. 573-552-4973. They've got a solution for you. Want to know more? Call me at the radio station and let me brag on them.
It's 2 magazines in one. It's your Lake of the Ozarks magazine, LO Profile. Hi, this is Missy Pinko, owner and publisher of LO Profile magazine. Our entertainment and dining issue is full of exciting places to go, and on the cover, none other than country music legend Garth Brooks and his incredible ties to Missouri. On the flip, the annual boating edition with the complete 2019 shootout schedule, Aquapalooza info, and more. It's the premier magazine of the Lake of the Ozarks on newsstands statewide. LOProfile.com. It's what you love about the lake.
Whether you need a general cleaning for your home or business, or a deep clean from ceiling to floor, inside and out, All-in-One Home and Condo Care does it all. Their team is insured and bonded and will professionally clean everything from residential and commercial to rentals and post-construction cleanup. They also use pH-free cleaning chemicals because they care about their clients and their pets. All-in-One Home and Condo Care. They'll do it all so you don't have to. All-in-One Home and Condo Care. 573-836-0392.
Selling your house or condo? Wait! Don't throw the boat lifts in on the deal. Sell it now and keep the cash. One call will take care of it all. To Dock Realty. They have buyers for your boat lift. Dock Realty will disconnect the lift from your dock, transport it, and sell it in the blink of an eye. Then write you the check. The demand is high right now. One call will take care of it all. Stop by Dock Realty, 2820 Bagnell Dam Boulevard, or call 573-374-8849. 573-374-8849.
Ruben in the afternoon.
On the air, on your phone, online.
The Ozarks Today.
10:44. Make it 10:45. 83 degrees. And you are listening to the Morning Magazine on News Talk KRMS. Coming up on Monday, we're going to be talking with, I believe, Chris Smith. Let me double check on that. Chris Williams, I'm sorry. Chris Williams, the school resource officer for Campbellton Schools, as the kids get ready to head back. Mark House will join us on Monday as well. On Tuesday, we're going to have a very special KRMS Morning Magazine program. We're going to spend some time talking about and remembering the life and times of one Jimmy Queen, who passed away, as I said earlier, in June. had some pretty serious health issues. Great entertainer, great person, and just a fun guy to be around. I could always count on Jimmy. He was my next-door neighbor. For a little moral support when I was out there cutting the grass on a hot day. He'd be sitting up on his front porch going, "Go, yard dog, go!" He called me yard dog because when I get out in the yard, it's time to get all those things done. You know, the mowing and the weed whacking and everything else that needs to be done.
You talk about your lawn a lot.
Well, it's a guy thing. Does Todd talk about the yard?
Well, you want to know what's crazy is that Faith, my youngest, is 14. Yeah. She loves to mow.
Does she?
So we just moved yesterday onto 12 acres, and not all of it needs mowed, but there's probably a good acre and a half that's mowed, and she was out there yesterday.
Riding lawnmower? Or push more?
No, it's a big tractor thing. Ooh. It's an acre and a half. Yeah, she. I have pictures. I'll show you. She was totally rocking it.
Outstanding.
So Todd got off the hook on that one.
Way to go, young lady. Way to go. Keep up the good work. I remember as a kid, I didn't really enjoy mowing, but it becomes kind of like an acquired taste almost, as they say, as you get a little older. And, you know, I don't go out and measure each blade of grass, but I can try to keep a pretty close eye on it. You know, especially in the summertime. You don't want to kill your yard, so I mow every couple of weeks, kind of whether it needs it or not. Anyway.
But do you want it to look nice?
Yeah.
You do.
Anyway, we're going to have that very special morning magazine program on Tuesday. We'll remember Jim McQueen, and we invite folks to call in and share some stories and memories. And also, we're going to be playing some music from Jimmy. I would imagine probably his lovely wife, Starla, and a lot of the different folks that he's played with over the years. And again, don't forget the Celebration of Life on Sunday at the Elks Lodge in Osage Beach from 2 until 6.
Well, I can't wait for that. That's going to be a pretty amazing day, I have no doubt, for a lot of music people around the area. So we're going to go back to Feel Good Friday and talking about Maryetta Jennings and the things that she has done around our community to help out. As I mentioned, there was before we went to the break, there was a woman who had was at CADV, which for those of you that don't know, that is the women's shelter here in Camdenton, and she had gone to the hospital and had a baby, and literally had no car seat. She had nothing to her name. She had no car seat to take to bring the baby anywhere, take it anywhere. So someone had reached out to Maryetta. So Maryetta put out an all call on Lake Area Happenings and said, listen, we've got this lady. She's just had a baby. She's down on her luck. She's had some, a rough time, and she doesn't have a car seat. And that was that was at 10 o'clock in the morning. By 3 o'clock that afternoon, Maryetta had at her house baby beds, bassinets, clothing, bedding.
Sounds like she's got a nursery going over there.
Diapers, car seats, wipes, food, all of that stuff that people just immediately responded and showed up and donated. And it's just, I love Maryetta for spearheading all of that, but I love the response from the community. And to me, that's really what, we like talking about here on Feel Good Friday. She said, I said to her, what happened? I mean, she said that sometimes she'll have calls about people needing furniture, and so she'll find furniture. And I said, well, how does this work? And she said, she said, people know what I do. And she said, people will call me and say, listen, we're moving and we don't need this sofa set. And so we want to give it to you, and you find somebody who needs it eventually. And so she has a basement in her house, and it has things in there for people in need. And then wonderful people around this community donate things that they aren't going to use or don't need anymore. And then Maryetta puts them all to good use. So again, Maryetta is spearheading this, but it's still our amazing community that is reaching out and making a difference. And so I said to her, how do we get started on Lake Area Happenings? Because there's sometimes there's a little bit of drama there, and sometimes there's a lot of amazing stuff that goes on there. She said she really just started it to share lives and to post pictures of the lake, because she had a bunch of girlfriends in St. Louis, and she was trying to get them to come down and visit. And so she just kind of started it, and then a friend told a friend, and a friend told a friend, and it kind of got really crazy. And I said to her, I remember, when it started, and I remember when she hit 10,000 people. I mean, that's a huge amount of people. It's now over 50,000 people that that are on that page. And she said sometimes she gets a little aggravated with some drama, but she said she doesn't want to stop doing what she's doing.
There's a lot of
there's some drama
on Facebook, and not just on Lake Erie Happenings.
No,
everywhere you go.
It is. It is. You have to be able to decipher between stuff you're going to pay attention to and stuff you're not going to pay attention to. So, but she said, as I said, she gets aggravated with that drama. But she said she doesn't want to stop doing Lake Erie Happenings or not being a part of it because of all the good that keeps happening. She said that there will be people that we've seen that if you're on there, or the people who've lost a house in a fire, and all of a sudden people are responding and helping and trying to get shoes and clothes and get the sizes of kids if there's kids involved and get them back so that they've got some sort of shoes to go to school and clothes and those sort of things. Maryetta says she tries to get them gas and food cards too to kind of help them get back on their feet, and of course she also has the furniture that she is storing a lot. So she said and then she said, it's, I also, another thing is about it is very resourceful. I mean, like, I'll get on there and be like, hey, I just was on there. I need moving boxes. And all of a sudden 15 people have all sorts of information about moving boxes. There are things like that make it really resourceful. And I appreciate that because, it's a great way for people to communicate, and it's a great way to help out your community. And I said, she said, really, everything has kind of come out of necessity. She said, someone needed something, and then, that was when it first started, and then the community has really reached out and really made a difference. And when people really need help and there's really a situation that's a big deal, she said the drama does stop, on there, and people pitch in. And she said it's really cool how amazing people will just come and do things. So Maryetta, I said to her, now, why are you doing, why, I always like to know why. I mean, what is it in their, past or their history as to why they reach out or do the things that they do? And she said, because she said someone needs to, and she's glad to be that person. But she said she grew up without. Her mom died when she was 3. Her dad had a heart attack. Not much later, she had to figure things out, how to do things herself, how to, manage life. And she said it wasn't easy. And she said she just doesn't want other people to struggle the way she did. So she just is trying her best to help people, get a leg up for, when bad situations, because she didn't have anybody there at the time when, she needed it for sure. And so I said, so tell me some of the things that you do other than what we've mentioned. She said that she's has helped or found somebody to help with electric bills for people, propane. She's gotten wood for people who their only source of heat in the winter is their wood-burning stove. She's helped with that. Sometimes people's rent, sometimes people's food, clothing. She said there's been people who've been displaced, and she has been able to go, get a decent price at a hotel. And, of course, the gas cards, which we talked about. So Maryetta, she works too, which is crazy, but she does work. She works at Nancy's Carpet. She's and if you know her at all or see anything of her Facebook, she is a very, 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 very proud grandma to her grandson Troy, who is 4 years old, and that's her son. And so she keeps herself very, very busy. But I just want to, I want to give a shout out to Maryetta, because without her spearheading this, so many things would not have happened. But also a shout out to everybody that responds, because, I've responded and I've helped out, 1 or 2 times, but I can't do it every time. Not everybody can do it every time. So, everyone else is picking up the slack for everybody, and people, reach out, or they'll say, get on, and they'll be, hey, I've got something free, or here, come and get it, and people have reached out, and I appreciate Maryetta's heart, because she really is trying, she really wants to help people. But I appreciate that she's the one that is spearheading it. Because if you didn't have somebody kind of taking the bull by the horns, you would not, none of this would happen, because you've got to have somebody who is willing and to kind of be the boss. And so I just thank her. I want to thank her, because I do appreciate, I've seen her work tireless hours, especially during the wrapping last year at Christmas. And she doesn't complain. Like, she goes and does and wants to make a difference. And so
that's why you're there in the first place, though, right?
Right.
You're there to get the job done.
Right.
Not complain about it.
No, but some people might, and she doesn't. And I appreciate her. I appreciate her heart, and I appreciate what she's doing. So shout out to her. And if you want to jump on Lake Erie happenings, you certainly can. I suggest you stay away from any of the drama or any of the political posts or any of the silliness. But there are also a lot of really good things going on there and people making a difference in our community. So thank you, Maryetta. Thank you for spearheading that. Thank
Absolutely.
You for encouraging the community to make a difference, because she really has. So
those are the kind of people that try to help out wherever and whenever they can.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, though, KB, that's crazy, is that we see it time and time again here on Feel Good Friday. We are constantly seeing people who, just want to make a difference and are doing things for selfless reasons. And I love it. I love it. I love what I do.
Well, thank you, Maryetta, for all you do, and thanks to all the folks that help out around the Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to find you. We're going to find you. Minnie's going to track you down eventually. She'll find where you're at.
I will. And listen, like I said, I've had 2 anonymous people. I respect if people don't want their names used, but I do like to give people a shout out. So, and if you have somebody in your community, in your neighborhood that's making a difference, don't hesitate to call me or shoot me a message on Facebook, because those are the kind of people we love to talk about.
Absolutely.